Jersey HorrorCon 2024, Edison, New Jersey. Today, I am with Kristen and Christina, hosts of the Real Crime Podcast. Guys, tell me a little bit about your podcast.
Absolutely. So we're actually in our 4th season right now. So if you go onto like Apple, podcasts, iTunes, that sort of thing, Spotify, you can find us and binge everything. We are a true crime podcast. I am a real estate agent in Connecticut, and so we kind of took it from the perspective of like what happens to the houses after people die in them. And we deep dive in the real estate, whether they get resold, whether they get demolished. We've done serial killers, childhood homes, that sort of thing. We also do a lot of haunted properties and other just kind of mysterious happenings and interesting kind of things along those lines.
So I have a question. You kind of stole my thunder a little bit.
Oh no.
And my question was, do you think these houses are haunted once people die? I think yes.
Yes. I mean, it definitely depends. Yeah.
What's it depend on? What's the worst case scenario?
I mean, it depends on the type of death, probably.
Right. I feel like there's a stigma attached to the property too. So like the Jean-Benet Ramsey property was actually on the market, and she died on Christmas Eve or Christmas Day. It was Christmas Day into the morning after, and so when she died, it kind of stuck with the property. They haven't done much to remodel it. It's been many years, and it's had a single owner essentially since the death. And so from there, it was one of those circumstances where they listed it, they took it off the market around the holidays because I don't think they wanted golfers. But it's also going to be really hard to turn that property around, like from a real estate perspective, just because who wants people driving by constantly. We've covered like the Nicole Brown Simpson house and things like that with OJ's recent death. I mean, it's super relevant, and that they've put up like bushes and fences and all of these things to cover because they just had constant people driving by and just checking out the property and kind of gawking at it. So I think that there's definitely stigma, and I think in some circumstances you definitely get a case of some creepy happenings.
I may not be haunted necessarily, but I don't know that I would want to live in a house where someone died.
Right. Well, so it's
Right. Yeah, I understand.
Dying is one thing, but murder is one thing.
Absolutely.
That might be the title of our episode. So let me ask you guys a question. You guys have traveled away from Connecticut to come to New Jersey. So why the New Jersey HorrorCon?
So we originally heard about it from a friend of ours who is in the New York area, and she kind of told me about it. We decided to check it out, and we just love the community of it. And this is like our 4th convention,
4th or 5th. I think after the first time we were like, we love the people.
It's amazing. Like even if we just come for the fun of it, like it's amazing. It's awesome, and we love the community. We made amazing friends, all of that. So yeah, it's been great.
What's the most haunted property or most on your podcast? What's the most spiritually active property that you guys have actually been to? Yes.
So we actually did, we went to a restaurant in Connecticut that is essentially, it's now, just a basic bar restaurant sort of setup, but for a period of time they used it as a temporary morgue, and they actually used to funnel in things through these like underground pipes during Prohibition, which they then used to funnel the bodies in because there was this massive flood that happened in the area.
So there were
Bolts and things like that. We were there. It's said that there are like portals to hell in the attic space. We were able to kind of take a private tour, go up into there, and we captured a lot of like floating orbs and wild things on film when we were there and taking pictures. So that was very cool. I would have to say that the most haunted place that I've ever been in is pretty much any property on West Point, because there's so much trauma and drama and death there that I feel like anything that I've ever been in West Point is related to.
We actually have an episode that is just about our
own experiences, like our own ghost stories.
That's awesome. That's great. Now, where can people find your podcast? You said
Spotify,
Apple iTunes, Google Pod, I'm a Pod fan, like pretty much anywhere. We're on Amazon Music if you go onto there, and then you can find us on Instagram at The Real Crime Podcast or on Facebook.
And then we have our link tree on there. You click on it, and it'll show you all the places
all the things you can find us, and all the ways to contact us. So.
The Real Crime Podcast, guys. Check it out. coming to you live from New Jersey HorrorCon 2024 in Edison, New Jersey. Check it out. These ladies are fantastic. Thank you, guys.
Thank you so much. It was such